So Somali is traditionally an oral language, so it's no wonder that Somalia is a world renowned as the nation of poets. Our people for generations have greatly valued the use of words in creative language and speech. We have Gabes, Barambur, Manso, Garar, and many other poetic traditions. Today we have some young Somalis who are continuing this tradition and have agreed to share some of the original poetry with us. So first, let me introduce Sahnoon Mohammed to the stage. He can stand up. He's a 17-year-old Somali, and he's a co-founder of Wake Up Somalia, a nonprofit organization working towards reviving the education system in Somalia. His main passion in life is to help his fellow Somalis at home and help plan to do so. He helps plan to do so for years to come. He currently runs track and cross country and participates in various clubs and activities at school. He tries to do his best and stay active and maintain a balanced life. Sahnoon, please come to stage.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. It's a pleasure to have the ability to come here and speak to everybody and share my poetry and hopefully entertain you for a few minutes. This is a poem I wrote almost 1 year to the day, coming from the perspective of a Somali refugee who has lived his entire life since the Civil War in a refugee camp. This is unfortunately a reality which is suffered by thousands of Somalis in the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya, and hundreds of thousands of Somalis, and so hopefully you enjoy this poem coming to follow. The poem is titled That Day. My eyes slowly flickering through the summer blazing sun, my mouth dry as the sand, of water here there's none. I wake again, a gift cherished by but a few. Sometimes I sit and wonder if only you truly knew. I step out of my quarters, made of branches, a tiny bit of mud. I look for beauty, but in this town, even the flowers dare not bud. I run to the field. It's time for soccer, maybe a chance to play. Suddenly came the aid trucks. Oh no, the camp's now in a fray. I ran to my quiet spot to escape for peace. Unfortunately, there was a serpent. On it was written Qabil. Before I fled, I noticed it was guarding a light blue box. It had a white star in the middle, and though nearly covered in locks. My camp recently went through a severe starvation. The question I asked myself is, how did this serpent survive that deprivation? The answer soon became clear. His food wasn't water, milk, nor bread. His food wasn't water, milk, nor bread. Instead, he ate ignorance, chewed racism. I warn you, this snake won't shed. I couldn't stand it anymore. Before I could get poisoned, I ran back to my hut. No brothers, no sisters, no parents, just desert sand. As I lay for a while, staring at my hay-covered roof, I thought to myself, what could I do with a home, a family, a future, and good health? Well, I know Somalia has issues, some large and some small, but dividing ourselves is surely our greatest pitfall. As a combined people, there is no doubt we can slay the serpent. We can take back our country, unlock the chains. Please sound the trumpets. As for me, I'm 18, born and raised in a Kenyan refugee camp. I don't know anything more than the camp life I lead. Life here is hard, faith is strong, emotions mostly damp. I have nothing now, no possessions, no family, no place to call home. But I keep a clear vision in mind. A peaceful Somalia, no hatred, a place I can freely roam. It's true, I have a vision, though I'm surrounded by nothing. It's how I keep hope, get out of bed, and dream about helping. I know in my heart that Somalia will be rebuilt someday, a boomtown and a safe haven. How long it takes depends on Somalis from all walks of life, both rich and poverty-stricken. One thing I know for sure is that when that day comes, that hour, that minute, that second comes, I'll be among the Somalis who can look in the mirror, smile, look out at a new country, so emotional that my smile will numb. My question to you all is, what will you be able to do that day? Thank you.
great poem by Sahnoon. And the next poet will be Bashir Warsame, who is 16 years old, activist, Somali activist. He's the co-founder of Wake Up Somalia as well, a nonprofit organization working towards reviving the education system in Somalia. Bashir is a rising senior at Andale High School. He was born and raised here in Virginia, and his dream is to see a stable and prosperous Somalia. Please all welcome Bashir.
Hello. This poem I wrote is about the brother from Ohio spoke about this first group of Somalis who are neglectful of the situation and who have moved on and disassociated themselves from the Somali community. And this is what this poem I wrote is about. And it starts with, yo, my name is Shamarke. I'm a 16-year-old Somali refugee, your typical teen, a drama queen. I like rocking my skinny jeans. Shamarke, did you hear? Landmine in Somali capital kills at least 10. Dude, can't you see? I'm busy. My name is Ahmed. I fled Somalia back in '93. I like to drink tea. I have an engineering degree. I just bought my kids a new Nintendo Wii. Adair, did you hear? Landmine in Somalia kills at least 10. Wariya, can't you see? I'm busy. My name is Halima. My favorite movie is Finding Nemo. I enjoy passing time at the mall. I love talking on the phone and getting calls. Javier, did you hear? Landmine in Somali capital kills at least 10. Aboa, Wariya, dude, can't you see we are all busy? Everyone's caught in their own lives while our people back home cry and die. Our kids are malnourished. The only thing that has nourished, that has flourished, is poverty and war. Blood and piracy has consumed our ocean shores. Our people starve to the bare bone. Kids are recruited to kill. Families flee their home. Boys and girls can't go to school. Fear has everyone on their knees. But who cares, right? We all moved on. Now, thousands of miles away. We escaped. We have new lives. We have given up, moved on, lost hope. While our people back home are being killed, starved, and deprived of a decent life. My name is Ali. I have no home and no family. I am an orphan, a child soldier. Ali, did you hear? Landmine in Somali capital kills at least 10. Yes, I was a victim. Thank you.
Well, now please welcome both Bashir and Sahnoon. They're going to do a poem together.
Okay, this is a poem Sahnoon and I wrote, which is about our organization, Wake Up Somalia. So we decided to utilize our time given and express our organization through the power of poetry. Many Somalis ask what inspired Sahnoon and me. We like to respond by saying it's your parents and their legacy. You see, chances are you came from a Somali refugee who left back in the 80s or 90s, left everything they got to provide a better life for you and the rest of your family. But the thing is, when they left to save you, they left behind an entire generation of young Somalis. Somalis who would have been here sharing poetry here today about their country. But instead of talking about their country like you and me, they lived through it. In Somalia, there is no figurative language. What we think are hyperboles are a reality. And that's what troubled Sahnoon and me, how kids our age do not have the same opportunities. So to solve this, we follow in your parents' footsteps. They gave up their lives in order to save you. And by saving you, in a sense, they are saving the Somali youth. And that is what Sahnoon and I are trying to do.
Today I ask you, Walalayal, to take a moment and close your eyes. Imagine being in our great nation, yourself watching the beautiful sunrise. You begin to search for Mogadishu, but you're stopped by a checkpoint. It's only then that you realize that the soldier threatening you is a young boy. You pay the shillings, step in the city to see what's going on. Unfortunately, all you can hear are the screams of soldiers dying, laid down on the bare lawns. You realize no one here is smiling unless they're high on khat. You yourself stop smiling in fear because the only music allowed is now gunshots. You see now, more than ever, that the tragedy continues on. There is no pause, rewind, or fast forward. They will suffer on. But now, open your eyes, look around, and see your brothers and sisters sitting here today. And know that it's only our generation, the youth, the diaspora, the Somalis, who can create a bright future for our people someday.
But if we want a bright future, we must understand al-qun la'an wa ifteen la'an, which means without education, there is no light. Without education, our people will forever live in the night, or shall I say, sleep. That explains why for 20 years we have yet to wake up from a sleep that is very deep. Sanoon and I realized in order to see the light, we must wake up Somalia with the power of education. And then there is no question that we will be a bright nation. Now the question is, how? What if we were to tell you we had a candle to make our people see? We formulated a plan to wake up Somalia with the power of technology. Have you ever heard of the One Laptop Can Save a Child campaign? Well, our campaign is one laptop and one projector could save a community. Let me explain. Now imagine a classroom with no textbooks. I know, it sounds insane. Instead of providing costly textbooks for every student, every subject, every year, we would provide a virtual curriculum which will be the 21st century Somali educational frontier. And in order to access it, all you'll need is a laptop, and to teach a large body of students, you'll simply need a projector. Now, with this new system of learning, we're proposing we can truly change the Somalia educational sector.
Although education may seem like enough, Wake Up Somalia wants its entire communities to rise from the muck. This is why teachers will be paid to teach. It's why the principal will be paid to lead. It's why the women will find a newfound income through our Somali Women's Cooking Association. All these things can stimulate small economies because the jobs we provide are aimed solely to help the needy. But wait, let's not forget for 1 second about the children. With the American Education Development Organization, we've created the Somali Students Mentoring Program. Now, this all may seem nearly impossible to do, but what is impossible if doing the possible has absolutely no use. We're confident, inshallah, with our project and sub-projects combined, we'll one day, inshallah, allow the whole of Somalia to shine.
Imagine the impact we can have on a community. With a universal virtual curriculum, one can easily set up a school very cost efficiently. And that school will not just be a school, it will be a mark of unity. People from all tribes will have the same equal opportunity. With one laptop and one projector, we could educate a class of at least 40. With one laptop and one projector, we could hold health seminars for the unhealthy. With one laptop and one projector, we could provide life lessons for the needy. The potential of a virtual curriculum is endless. Its impact and its use is timeless. Courses would range from academics to preventing epidemics. We would truly be reviving communities. We can guarantee you with innovation and technology, we can make education accessible easily.
Now, I ask you again, please close your eyes and open your ears. I want you to visualize and picture Somalia in 20 years. Is it a country where pirates no longer pillage the seas? Or is it a healthy place where people don't die from preventable disease? Is it a nation where people of all tribes stand united and people live together, play together, and eat together with no violence? Do you see a country where our political candidates are elected democratically, where elections don't result in civil war and innocent civilian casualties? Now, can you see the beaches, the bananas, and the mango trees growing once again freely, with a generation of educated Somalis sitting under their shade and once again loving their country? Now open your eyes and just know that what I've just said is Wake Up Somalia's vision. Inshallah, all of us in this room in 20 years will be able to live it.
We were talking about 20 years from now. Let's take a step back and rewind to the point where our Awowes were on the front line, fighting for freedom because that was their shrine. Their work is not done. We're still not free. Their work needs to be refined, or else it'll go to waste and Somalia will never be able to shine. They used to throw rocks, but you can be a freedom fighter too by just donating your time. And that's what Sanoon and I are trying to do. Continue the works of your Awowes, Aders, and your Ayayos too. But let me be honest with you, Sanoon and I can't do it alone.
We seek the honor to be blessed with new volunteers and will welcome you all with great hospitality, because for 1.5 years, our organization has been worked by only 3 young Somalis. It wasn't until this summer that we've expanded with a few new dedicated volunteers. And this is the reason why we're on stage, to take this unique opportunity to share our message with this crowd of how you can help us with our charity. We need Somali translators, volunteers, and leaders for our organization, people who share our beliefs, have faith in this project, and maintain a tremendous compassion. And so in final, before or after we leave each other today and you proceed out the door, feel free to talk to us, approach us, or learn more at www.wakeupsomalia.org. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have Ilhan Abukar Tahir, a senior in high school involved in youth politics, who is also involved in the Columbus Youth Commission for 2 years and worked with this dispatched youth team. She plans on attaining a degree in English and international politics. Ilhan also is doing a poem specifically about the 50th anniversary of Somalia. Ilhan.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Sorry. Inshallah, I'm going to be reading a poem about the 50th anniversary of Somalia's independence. Yeah, I'm trying to take it off. Actually, no, it's fine. Okay, inshallah, I hope you guys enjoy it. This poem, it's a new poem, and so I haven't done a lot of fixing of it, and so this is kind of what I felt at the moment when I wrote it. And I think it's important for us to be talking about not only the independence of Somalia, but where we wish to see it in the upcoming foreseeable future, inshallah. And here it goes. 50 years passed since the independence of a nation, and what is there to show for it? 50 years passed since the freedom of a people, and what is there to speak of it? This is not a time for celebration. This is not a time for condemnation, nor redemption, nor reiteration. This is a time for reflection. What will become of this fractioned land, this country of warfare? What will become of the struggling nomad, the hurting mother too weak to stand? What will be the actions of this sleeping government? Who will be the victims of these bloodthirsty warlords, cowards, with large rifles and no hearts, who kill because their own psyches have already been scarred? Men who wash their sins off with blood will receive no absolution. Men who watch silently receive sleep. Only through disillusion, we must not become numb to our brother's struggle. We must not become immune to the blood and the rubble. We mustn't forget to pray for the rise of peace. We must never forget to fight for evil's defeat. 50 years of freedom, only 30 of them free. Millions of Somalis, only dozens of them see, rather wish to see, wish to feel. The pain is deep, the hurt is real. Forgetting, it seems, is the obvious choice. And the Somalis of the West are beginning to lose their voice when only one man yells, the world ignores. Let us stand together and make more noise. Let us scream, let us yell, let us yelp, let us shout. Let us stand, let us fight, let us never fall down. Let us pray, let us fast, let us move with our tears. Let us act with our hearts and let go of our fears. Let us create vibrations that turn into waves. Let us flood the shores of the East with the words that we say. Let us forge a path to unity. Let us never sway, because our differences have held us captive for far too long, and the one who is the most right is still very wrong. Let us rejoice in our name, in our country, in our love. Let us laugh instead of cry. Let us shed no more blood. Extremism on the horizon, only adding to our worries. Those who use the name of God to exempt their own sins need not take over our country from within. Those who really know God are those who pray for peace, not those who prey on villages with stone eyes and a peace. Let us stand up in unison. Let us say no more. Let the 50 years to come without swords, without bloodshed, without tears, without hurt, without fears. Let it come with the pride of those from the Horn. Let us welcome them with happiness, with songs, and adorn our once great nation back to its glory. Let us end this tale a powerful success story. Thank you.
MashaAllah, great poem. Next, we'll have Awil Mukhtar, who is a student at Nova and majoring in information technology, who aspires to go to Virginia Tech, inshallah, and is a freelance writer as well as a Somali student activist. Please welcome Awil.
Assalamu alaikum. First, I'm going to give you guys an exposition and a PowerPoint presentation. Today, I will be using a term known as Somericans. It is Somali American hyphen. Do we have any Canadians in the room? Just for today, we'll give you guys the privilege of being Somericans. But don't go back to Canada saying that you're Somericans. You can only be cool for just today. I want all of you to create a virtual image of a map of Somalia in 2025. Some of you may have pictured unity, while others may have pictured fractionalization. Addressing all children of Somal and friends thereof, whether you acknowledge it or remain indifferent, I urgently request your attention. No need of a preamble. We're all conscious of this dire present situation. Allow me to assert my firm notion that freedom does not come free, O sons and daughters of our common patriarch Somal. You will not navigate through life evading all resistance. Resistance is natural. The critical part is that we as a people must extract from the deterrent sources a counter that will assist in the evasion with a collision course. Namely, the essential morals needed such as building blocks to form an ever greater nation. Vigilance has brought to my attention the Samaritan youth, this illumination emanating from them. And throughout the tokens of times, it has been these cardinal moments where an exerted force converts this mass potential into kinetic. Now the question arises, what is this force? Who drives this force? Where is the fountain to this force? When will this force be exerted, and why has this force been hindered thus far? I leave the answers to your pillow conversations. Historically, revolutions have been ignited by the wise. Revolutions have been inspired by the wise and ignited by the youth. We all possess qualities of the youth. Let us now obtain this wisdom and reach the age of reason prematurely and emulate the valor of Muhammad Abdullah Hassan, the studiousness of Benjamin Franklin, the scholarliness of Hassan al-Jabarti, and the bravery of George Washington. I close this exposition with an inquiry for you to ponder on regarding the empowerment of the Samaritan youth. Does one continue the same fundamental principles that have been previously implemented to no avail, or does an unorthodox situation call for an unorthodox approach? Now, this is a poem I wrote. It's titleless. I don't have any introduction to it, but ambivalence is the epitome of me. As somebody rescue me, I'm trapped in a multitude of isms. Dynamic opposing forces pulling me to different polars. Which road do I take? Which path do I choose? They told me, you are of the youth, so naturally a rebel. But she begged to differ. Then they told me, the only lucrative market for a young Somali male is piracy. She begged to differ. In Mogadishu, I lurked through the alleys of death. At the hands of my own brother, a knife stuck in my back, but I refused to ask for help. Agony trapped in my chest while I grasped for breath. Undermine pieces of my people, now what's left? Fight for what is mine, but they labeled it a theft. Now the radicals have a gateway to indoctrinate me. But she grabbed me to the side and said, Alhamdulillah, ya awil. You have been given the capabilities of being a conscientious man. able to discern morality. Remain indifferent to base matters. Remain indifferent to base matters. But then again, I decided to join my brothers in the Ogaden region. But she followed me to Ethiopia, grabbed my arm gently and disarmed me of my 308, and told me, you will be more logistically equipped, utilizing these educational tools to reach the summit of your intellectual capacity. Now exit my presence and do not return until you are able to assist me in means other than war, you and the rest of my children. Absolutely, Somalia. Your wishes are my obligations, dear mother.
Okay, next we'll have Halima Ali Ahmed. Halima has graduated with honors from Montgomery College and is on her way to further education. She writes poetry and manages a poetry blog called Somalia, the Nation of Poets, where young Somalis come together from all over to celebrate and embrace this beautiful language of Somali language, sorry. And one day she aspires to be an individual who will impact the lives of young refugee children and families who are deprived of education, hope, and a decent life. Please welcome Halima.
In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Today, the first poem I'll read is titled, For My Sisters of Other Faiths. I wrote this poem back a while back after one of my classmates made a comment about how oppressed Muslim women are. I'll just put a disclaimer out there. If you don't wear the hijab, please don't feel offended. We all make mistakes in life. May Allah forgive us. So basically, the sister said Muslim women were oppressed and that she did not understand why a person who was in college would actually wear hijab and, buy into this, how we let ourselves to be brainwashed even after we're educated. So again, if you don't wear the hijab, please don't feel offended. The poem is titled For My Sisters of Other Faiths and goes like this. You see me as one who's trapped in darkness, one who is held back in time, one who's subjected to the ruling of men, one who's a follower of a faith that oppresses her, one who is veiled, one who is tortured and disrespected all under the acceptance of her religion. You see me as the illiterate woman who cannot know right from wrong, left from right, darkness from light, sorrow from happiness. You think my sense of dressing as a sign of obedience for men, out of fear for men. But do you know my hijab symbolizes my sincerity to my faith, my love for my Creator, my respect for the mothers of the believer, the respect for my body, my need to be independent, my desire to be recognized as a woman of intellect. Why did most of the respectable women in history cover? Virgin Mary, Mother Teresa, Playboy women seldom make history. I am independent. Islam is not a religion that traps or enslaves me, but rather a religion that liberates me. Make others view me as a woman and respect me. Indeed, the status of women in Islam can never be equal to that of the Western perception. The first person who accepted Islam was a woman, and the first martyr of Islam was a woman. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Paradise lies under the feet of your mother." How can you possibly say Islam oppresses me, tortures me, abuses me? Don't you see, sister? For interviews, you wear clothes that reveal your body in order to be selected. You sell your dignity in order to please the men. Your self-esteem depends on the men who praise you. The more you show, the more you're showered with praises. You are dependent on men. You waste your soul and beauty. You sell your dignity and respect. You're fooling yourself. And you think I'm enslaved to men. If your definition of freedom is pleasing the men and enslavement defines respecting oneself, then I choose the latter with pride. Thank you. I have two more poems. The next one is titled Lessons Learned from the Prison. Last week, I had the opportunity to volunteer at Eastern Correctional Institute in Maryland to work with few inmates and lead a book discussion and a poetry workshop. before I went there, I had misconceptions about, the prisoners and the inmates. And when I got there, there was an episode what happened when we were going in the prison. We saw two of the cops, they were standing outside, and one of them said, "Oh, it's such a beautiful day." And the other one goes like, "Yeah, it's a beautiful day to kill about 60 or 80 people. That was the first thing that really shocked me when I was there. And then the second part was after we came back from the lunch, one officer said, "Hey, I can tell you guys about criminal justice, and you can ask me whatever questions you want." So one of the questions I asked him was, "Have you killed anybody?" So he said, "Yeah, I did kill people, and I enjoy killing it." And then I was like, "What do you enjoy about killing?" He was like, "Oh, we really only do it in Baltimore. And as you know, Baltimore is majority African-American male." And he went on saying that, "Oh, we only do it, in Baltimore, and it's majority of African-American male, and, they're in the ghetto." So I wrote this poem basically talking about my journey, and it does not talk about all of the prisoners. It just talks about the prisoners that I had the chance to work with. The poem is titled, "Lessons Learned from the Prison." It goes like this. Set my foot in the prison for the first time, with a mind that was willing to give and gain knowledge, to discuss and embrace different ideas, only to realize hours later that inmates were the worst in our society, and that knowledge could only be given and gained from those willing to learn, and not those who placed fear in our hearts and minds. They said, these were vicious criminals who committed horrendous crime, so they deserve to be locked up. Keep your distance, they said. Do not be manipulated, they advised. Fear, they engraved in our hearts. Walked in the book discussion with a preconceived notion, assuming the class would get disrupted in 45 minutes. Hours into the book discussion and nothing has happened. Was I dreaming? Or were these animals enjoying Watson's Go to Birmingham 1963? Hold on, did I just refer to them as animals? Reasons are certainly attached to their presence here, but were they really animals or people who made bad choices? History has always shown when a group of people are the majority in anything, then expect a foul play. Media has often portrayed black men as vultures who prey on others, just as they portray all Muslim men as terrorists willing to kill. But why has the media failed to show images of innocent criminals, guys who are caught and sentenced to decades, only to be released after new evidence emerges finding them not guilty? Or men like Jeremy, who were caught at 15 and still in prison at 33. Why must teen crime deserve an adult sentence? Why an equal crime does not get an equal punishment when skin color is different? Why must inmates work 8 hours every day and only earn 95 cents as their wage? I know, you must be thinking I'm playing the race card and making this whole thing seem like black versus white, but ponder and contemplate upon the Jim Crow laws, segregation policies, and compare that to modern-day Americans, and Afro-Latinos are targeted, mentally enslaved, and labeled criminals, even before they're legally able to vote, where no child left behind policy really means no white child left behind. To ensure the education of every kid, but that of the black kid, is funded properly, where more than 50% of inmates are more likely to go back in prison, where society is built to contribute to the downfall of the black man, where the government would rather fund abortion centers than invest in the education of inner city kids, with the world against them and no one to hire them and everyone quick to judge them because they are born into poverty with a black patch around their skin. They end up taking the path of destruction, where colors like red or blue make difference, where the streets lure them with its lust, and vomits them out instantly when trouble emerges. Blinded by ignorance, driven by desperation, they land behind bar. And just as you wouldn't be able to clap with one hand, remember, we live in time where war on drugs and war on terrorism is really the government's way of terrorizing people. Thank you. The final poem that I'll be reading is titled Must I Be? And there are two stories attached to this poem. I lived in India for 10 years. And one day I was going to our apartment and I saw one of the Havariyas. She was really fun-loving Havariya. But she was standing outside our building with a bottle in her hand, really angry. She was planning to kill somebody. And I asked her, Havariya, what happened to you? She was like, oh, somebody made fun of my tribe. I was like, okay. The second thing was I watched a YouTube video And this other was talking about how Somalis in his state frowned upon, his tribe. And his son tried to marry someone, but the other father was like, I would rather die than have grandkids who are from, that tribe. So the poem goes like, must I be? I stand here as a human being, worthy of being loved and respected just as you are. Yet you look down on me, claiming that my bloodline is impure, that my bloodline has been contaminated by the corpses of dead animals, and that my people are savages and barbarians, only worthy of being recognized as second-class citizens. Our brothers are turned down by fathers who are concerned of maintaining the purity in their family's bloodline, yet they happily give away their daughters to men who are of different faith and cultures. My sisters are constantly showered with words that have the ability to even tear apart a stone, let alone a human heart. They call us names such as Midgan, Tumal, Yibir, among others. They bully our kids and indoctrinate them into believing they are lesser of human beings, that they have nothing to be proud of, and that they are the sons and daughter of a filthy tribe that is worthless. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam and fellow Somalis, must I be Darod for you to answer my salam? Must I be Hawiyah for you to see the ongoing oppression on my family? Must I be Isaq for you to embrace me? Must I subscribe to your tribe for you to respect me? Must I be? Must I be from your Qabil for you to advocate for my freedom? Does my brother have to be from a particular better tribe in order for him to marry your daughter? Do I have to be from a certain tribe for you to see me as another individual without fawning upon me and my family because of our tribe? Must I be? Must I be from a certain tribe for you to recognize me as your sister in Islam? When will you realize Allah Ta'ala's mercy is not exclusively for your, his, or even my tribe, but rather for those who adhere to the path of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and love for their fellow Muslims what they love for themselves? When will you stop killing and fighting in foreign lands over worthless tribal argument? When will you fathom the fact that tribalism has caused nothing but destruction in our beautiful country? When will you stop attacking my faith? When will you stop teaching your infants to start hating my kind at a tender age? When will you, Somalis, stop sowing this hatred and Qabilista mentality in our culture and start appreciating for people for who they are rather than what tribe they belong to? Must I be? Must I be from your tribe for you to see the truth in this poem? Must I be? Thank you.
Okay, next we'll have Mr. Mukhtar Osman, who attained his degree in civil engineering in Moscow in Russia. And now Mr. Osman works in Minnesota Department of Transportation as a geometry designer. And he's been involved in developing the Somali community in Minnesota, mainly working with the youth promoting seeking a higher education. Please welcome Mr. Mukhtar.
Okay, assalamu alaikum everyone. And anigu kale af Soomaali waan ku gabi doonaa. Marka wixii la idinku shubaan hadda idinka shubaya. And dhalinyarada yaryarka masha Allah, it's amazing. And but waxaan u malaynay early waxa laga hadlayay and how we can keep our own identity as a Somali, being speaking Somali language. So inshallah this will be in Somali language. gabaygani waxa iskale abwaan jaamac kadiye waxaan u malaynayaa inuu yahay waxa la yiraahdaa magaciisa wacdi. marka intiina af Soomaaliga fahmaysa bal si fiican u dhageysta. wuxuu yiri alla weyn rabbi baa waaxidahood wada taqaaniine asaga waduud ahoon tashiga lala wadaagayne asaga wuxuu doonayaba cidi la waastayne waxba kama qarsoono qalbigu wahan haduu yeesho wax waliba waa u waadix iyo waasic maalinahe alwakiil u magacaho waaris aan dhimane ogaado watiin iyo zulzilad iyo weedha hadalkiisa والعصر والليل أنعام أما وصافات وشمسي إيا طحات كويرت ويلو إيا حاقة انت ووغا لغو قرأي إيو وذرت واداره والله إلهي يرنتبان واتن لنهاية وعدك إيا تفسير كاسدا واضح أو قرانه وعدك إيا تفسير كاسدا وابرك أو قرانه naf waliba waqti war iyo taariikhe waayaha adduunkuna qalbigu wahan hadduu yeesho wadna lama huraan u noqda iyo waxaan ku seegayne warankii Israa'iil intaanu waajibkii gudanin ama uu waddada soo hayaan wiishku nagu yeerin waysada hadaynina tan waa la iska wadayaa walad gaban ah waa yeel cimri ah waalid lagu faano madaxweyne iyo heer wasiir ama wakiil dawlo wadaad shiikh ah weyd caata badan wabarka xoogaystay wali iyo rasuul iyo waxar haddaan la reebayn allah waaxid mooyee haddaan cidiba waarayn ku walwala wardiga aakhiraa la iska wacayaa inay dunidu wiig iyo bilya tahay waxaan dhaamin taariikhduna watiiti iska tahay walacsi kuu dhaafta aynu nahay wadaal iyo qariib weerar daba joogo malag aan wax kala qabaninoo waaga tirinaya waardiyaha ilaashada naftan waaran baa u go'ane waddaa ina sugaysiiyo jeedkii waalidkeen maraye haddaad se xoolo waafiya dhaqdiyo aqallo waaweynba ama aad warshado leedihiyo waadi iyo beero ama aad wiilal badan leedahayoo wax ismoodayso ama aad reer weliid sheegatiyo wadar xigaalkaa ah waxba adigoon ka sidan maalkiyo waayay noloshaadii oo mara ku weydaaran baa lagu walaandayne wartii iyo xabaashi baa walac laguu dhigiya walaal iyo adeer iyo hadduu wehelku sii raacay warasadaa jeclayd dhoobaday kugu wafiifaane wadiiqadii lagaa keena bay dib ugu weecdaane adigoo walwalayaad indhaha walac ka siisaaye wadnahaa cabsii kaa gashaa ood wajacantaaye waran bay ku odhan malagyadii labada waaxoode weji carala bay kuula imaan weeradaad celine wax haddaadan sii dhigan uu maran yahay weelkaagu wax haddaadan sii dhigan uu maran yahay weelkaagu waanad iyo toobadaad wanaag iyo toobada haddaad waayarada goyso waraaqda iyo looxaa weli ka qaadaaye walaahowga beentayo dembiga lagu wareegayo wasladaha la kala boobayo iyo waqaska xaaraanta wanjalaada lagu faanayo iyo waraca la ismooday qofkii aan ka waantoobin oo walafka sii raacay wejiguu ilaahay la tagu weli ka qaadaaye waxyihii jasiiriya sidii wariyihii zoona ama niman wareegoo arliga camal ka wiideeya ama qolo wadaadiya tabliiq aan wacdiga joojin ana waanadiyo gabayadan idin waraabshaaye haddii si aan wax lagu qaadan oo la iska weydaarto webi ooman lama buuxiyo bohoshi waaneheede qof kastoo wanaaggiina rabay waa wahsanayaaye dadka waaxidkiiyo wadarta labada kii waalan isweydiiya waayadan shakigu waa iska weyn yahay waajibkana ilaashada cadaab wiirsilaa jire gabaygani waxa uu ka hadlayay kolley inta af soomaaliga fahmaysa ood maqlaysiin xaqiiqdii ana waxaan qabaa waanoo dhan waxaa la yidhi waxay ku soo aruurtay ilaahay ka cabso laakiin waanoo dhan waxay ku soo aruurtay gabaygan marka I hope inaad enjoy garayseen and those of you who didn't understand I will advise you learn your mother language. Thank you.
Okay. That will end the poetry and prose session. Now we'll continue on to the question and answer session. But before we do that, I'd like to give a special thank you to all the poets who shared their inspiring poems with us, and may Allah continue to bless them with their special talents. Next, does anyone have any questions they would like to ask anybody on this panel?
And I think that there's so many wisdom, the Somali poems, and Also, I learned about him when I was learning the Somali Mahma. I benefit a lot. So it's for me, it's a reflection. When I listen to the poem, I find it, go on internet and find it really, really one inspiring Somali poem. Most likely I listen to Somalis. I don't really listen to any English poem because at the end of the day, I was born and raised in Somalia. And for me, it's like part of my life to understand this and just, apply to my life whatever this guy was saying. And I can't just read the poem or listen something, I cannot do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I really started writing poetry about a year and a half ago, my first poem. And my inspiration was just basically, it was only Somalia. I don't really get very emotional. I don't write about my feelings. I don't write about, my life. The only topic I write about is Somalia, the diaspora, and that topic. So my inspiration is basically in only Somalia for poetry.
I started writing poetry about 2 years ago, but the situation in Somalia is what inspired me. And I don't write that much poetry. I'm a part-time poet, so I only have a few poems. Yeah.
As for me, poetry is not really my thing, but I found it to be a medium to convey a message, because I'm more analytical, but some people rather not deal with logic. They rather hear something poetic.
I've started writing poetry ever since I learned the English language back in 2006. And basically, everyday situation inspires me to write poetry. So, yeah.
I'm a full-time poet, if he's a part-time poet, because I write poems all the time about almost everything. And I write about about Somalia and the diaspora, but I write about everything. And so it was kind of like a medium for me to express myself. I wrote my first poem in the first grade, and it was about the moon, and I still have it.
Assalamu alaikum. May maqlaysaan?
Yes.
On behalf of the elders, I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude to these young people who really took the time to express themselves. Also, not only they expressed themselves, but they really did above and beyond of my imagination in terms of their feeling toward their ancestral country. And those young people who started organization to really do something about the plight of Somalia. You remind me the Google boys who started Google. So it's very amazing, and I congratulate to all of you. The topics you talked about are very important, and you are very ahead of us in terms of your thinking. Congratulations.
And unfortunately, that's enough time. We don't have any more time for any more questions.
For Ms. Obama?
So yeah, unfortunately not. What we're gonna do is right now, please everyone give a round of applause to all the poets.